It is important to avoid gender-exclusive language in academic writing because it may communicate an unintentional gender bias. However, gender neutrality can be tricky for several reasons, not least of which is the fact that English technically does not have a singular, gender-neutral third-person pronoun. The following methods of achieving gender neutrality can be very effective. Many common phrases in English are masculine in nature. Instead of using exclusively male phrases, try using a more generic term. For example, instead of saying mankind, you can say people or humankind. Instead of saying male man, you can say male carrier. All-inclusive third-person pronouns should be utilized whenever possible in academic writing. Nevertheless, it is still acceptable to use gender-limited third-person pronouns appropriately when referring to specific persons or gendered categories of people. Now that we know what gender neutrality is and some words that we can use to enforce it, here are some applications of how and when it should be used. When using a pronoun in place of a noun, the pronoun must agree with the plurality of the noun. So if the noun is plural, then the pronoun must also be plural. Instead of the sentence, "A student should decide on his schedule before registering," try this. Students should decide on their schedules before registering. When working with an indefinite pronoun, you can use the word his or her. For example, with the sentence, "Everyone should bring his favorite snack to the picnic," it's better to practice gender neutrality by saying, "Everyone should bring his or her favorite snack to the picnic." You can also reword a sentence for the purpose of omitting the pronoun. For example, instead of, "If they are not sure what their professor meant, they should ask him to clarify his comments," try this. "They should ask the professor to clarify any comments they did not understand." It's also best to use the same criteria for describing both genders. For example, instead of, "Mr. Smith is a successful lawyer and his wife is a striking brunette," try this. "Mr. Smith is a good-looking blonde and Mrs. Smith is a striking brunette." A good rule of thumb is to always be specific when you can be. Don't say they when he or she can suffice. For example, the sentence, "If a student wants to graduate on time, they should take 15 hours per semester," is better replaced by saying, "If a student wants to graduate on time, he or she should take 15 hours per semester." Thanks for watching. Check out the rest of our channel and best of luck in all of your endeavors.